Happy 4th, everyone, and welcome to the Art of Marx Trains, part 49. Today I'm going to be talking about the Marx plastic knuckle coupler. And I've laid out a few 8-wheel cars that have plastic knuckle couplers. It's the same coupler that came on the plastic 4-wheel cars. And some collectors don't appreciate the 4-wheel cars in plastic, and maybe they appreciate even less the 8-wheel cars with plastic couplers. But I say collect what you like. And plastic cars for Marx, I believe, came out in about 1952. Plastic knuckle couplers, 1953. I'm going to try to be careful not to make any assumptions or blanket statements that would maybe prove that a car doesn't exist, because just as soon as you do, one pops up. Not a lot of info online or in books about plastic couplers, but I've noticed that only a few cars came with plastic couplers and 8-wheel trucks. And it seems to me that they were later, maybe early 70s, late 60s. You know, I think this New York Central caboose is a legitimate car. The one problem is there's just a single screw, and you could flip this around and put just about any Marx caboose on top of that frame. So I know in Matsky's book there's a Union Pacific tricolor caboose. It's got the black stripe on it. It's orange. Never seen that before, but it's in his book, and I assume it's legitimate. But just because you've never seen it in your collection doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So, but it does make me wonder. There's a Southern Pacific. I think that's a legitimate car. Another New York Central. There's Penn Central. I think that's correct. This one is missing a coupler on one end, and it's got some kind of a pinched rivet. So it's been messed with, but I think it was an original 8-wheel car with plastic knuckle couplers. Now, one that I know is legitimate is the William Crookes. It came with a plastic knuckle coupler, I think just a single, as well as the flat car, which I don't have represented here, and the tender that it came with. Speaking of tenders, here's a couple of slope back tenders. I think that's legitimate, although you could swap the bases. This one's been messed with because it's got a screw, and I think it's just a repair, and it's a legitimate car. The Erie log car, the automatic dumper, those appeared late 60s, early 70s, and I think it's be tough to fake one of those. City service cars, I don't remember seeing an Allstate with plastic knuckle coupler, but maybe they're out there. There's a few different color variations in the blue Lehigh Valley hoppers, but don't remember seeing a lot of color variations. I mean, here's 6 blue ones just in one spot, so maybe there's some red ones out there. I don't know. Okay, Pennsylvania, red and silver gray, both legitimate cars, look like original rivets. One glaring exception here is the B&O box cars. I know that I've seen them in red and probably blue. In Matsky's book, the yellow one, second Greenberg edition, it shows an orange one, which I scratched my head on that one too, because I thought orange was a pretty early color for the boxcar. but there's one in the book. But I've only seen red ones and blue ones. Let's run a few of these. Here's a little Marx 8-wheel plastic knuckle coupler consist. Selected a 666 with steam chest smoke. We should definitely do a series on that. So here we go. You may have noticed the log car made it all the way around with 2 wheels off the track. Okay, a little close up on the plastic knuckle coupler that's found on the 4-wheel cars and the 8-wheel cars. The knuckle has, well, if this was your right hand and that was your thumb and your fingers, where the fingers are, has kind of a protrusion that causes it not to hook up to a Lionel coupler, which is kind of too bad because that could increase the possibilities. I suppose you could file it a little bit, make it work, but the beauty of the plastic coupler is you can use them with tab and slot. It's no problem at all. Height is correct, and it can't slip out. And I think if you filed that finger off, this would slip out pretty easily. But it won't hook up with anything else, that's for sure. Like a tilt coupler, there's no way. Now a tab and slot coupler will go in a plastic tilt coupler, but it won't go in a metal tilt coupler until the Flynn's came out with, I'll find one of their cars. There we go. A metal coupler with a tab and slot for new Marx. That was brilliant. Great idea. Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate you all, and again wish you a happy 4th, and stay tuned for part number 50.